sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is April 10th, 2023. I am Drew,
I am Tara.
and this is MELLONfights, America's #1 sports, entertainment, sibling, butthole. There was something new. We added last week. Big Lynn, Little Andy podcast. There was something new. God.
I know, because I was trying to remember too. I'm like, there was one more thing, but what was it? He'll remember.
I don't remember.
You didn't.
I don't remember. See if Miranda knows.
either.
Miranda. I think she's taking a poop.
Oh.
There's a cat staring at me. You got Drew back in the driver's seat. I got my sultry voice going today. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just woke up.
What's that all about?
We're up. I just woke up. So
I couldn't tell.
that I just woke up.
Yeah.
She's fucking thinking she's funny because I look like a mess. My
You
hair's
are a
wild.
wild man.
Yeah.
Your beard's wild.
We used to always record around 10 a.m. when we first started. I look like a real piece of shit. I look like a real piece here. I look like a real piece. What about that,
And I
Tara?
look kind of good.
What about that? Instead of you look great. You look great.
Eye candy.
Well, you're the eye candy. What about this? What if instead of swearing, I just self-censor myself with an empty? I look like a real piece, like things that are swears, but I just cut myself off. But everyone knows I'm a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that means.
I like it.
You're a real.
What would another thing be?
Yourself, huh?
Oh, why don't you go yourself?
Why don't you go
Okay.
yourself? I think it's hard, but if I got good at it, it could be kind of fun.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm back in the saddle. I'm a little rusty. It's been over a week. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've been talking as the host. Tara here. Oh, I got a cat. Cat, come here. She hasn't bothered me in months, but Mom's in the bathroom right now, so she thinks she needs to be in here with me.
I know. I was going to say it's been a minute since you've gotten distracted by Carrot.
Yeah, she well, like I said, normally Miranda's working on a Monday,
So she's
she
snuggling
had
up
to
to
run
her.
the restroom.
She's going to love
do a
this.
poop soup, poopity doop. She don't care. She knows who listens. About 4 people, and she doesn't care if any of them know that she poops. We all know she poops. Hey, babe. We added something to our what we are. We're like a new thing for a podcast. Do you remember what it was? Like we're sports, entertainment, butthole. Remember? She doesn't remember. I poop. We talk about in poop pod.
I saw this TikTok, it came up on my algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's a girl that just goes and takes shit's places and rates it.
That's pretty good.
And
I like that.
And she went to Hermes.
What's that?
And took a shit. It's like a real fancy upscale store.
Was she happy with the experience?
She said it was nice and clean, but for a fancy store, it only had 1-ply toilet paper, and then the automatic soap dispenser wasn't working, so she had to use a manual. But overall, she said it was a good place to take a shit.
All right. Did she say shit?
Yeah.
She says shit? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
I thought it was funny.
You know-
it was like a real like cute girl,
like
young girl.
Well, there was always there was a Seinfeld where George said there should be. Well, I don't know if he said there should be an app. There should be an app that just tells you rates, just tells you the best bathrooms around, so you don't end up in some fucking gross. So you can find a nice one, but it would turn stuff not into nice bathrooms. It just would.
Yeah, my friends wanted to just have a app where they rated it or talked about it or best place to poop. That type of stuff. But when we were talking about it, men and women have different, or at least people in general just have different ideas of what's an actual good place to go to the bathroom.
Clean is the only thing that matters. Literally the only thing that matters. Is it clean? That's literally all I care about. If I go in and this is clean. Obviously, I don't want it to be real easy for everyone in the world to hear me pooping outside of the bathroom, but it just needs to be clean. Let's be honest.
And they were saying one stallers are just one stalls, individual bathrooms, and I feel like
that's the way, Tara. You're insane.
I don't know.
You're wrong. You don't want anyone else coming in the bathroom. It's just you in there alone.
Well, who cares if they're coming in? It's the whole they leave and you're still in there shitting and they don't ever see you. They just see your shoes. But can you imagine popping out of a bathroom and then someone walking in and being like, nope.
Who cares? I don't care.
Can't go in there.
I don't care if someone knows I took a shit. I just don't want someone coming in while I take a shit. That's when it's. I don't care if someone knows I shat. I just don't while I'm doing it. I'd like to be comfortable and not have people in. I'm like, oh, someone's in here. I can't fart proper. I can't unload properly. Because guess what?
Well, your poops are very different than mine. Because I'm just a quick pooper.
We're done with this. I just don't. You're off. It's just cleanliness, and the one stall's the it's the best when you have your own space. It's the only way.
If there's multiple one stalls, sure.
Stalls suck.
I don't mind them.
You're wrong. You're a girl.
Okay.
You're a female, I guess. Maybe that's what it is.
Exactly. I told you there's different.
You're used to being stalls everywhere, but
yes.
There's privacy.
Cleanliness, though.
Privacy and cleanliness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had our poop talk. Way to go. Way to bring that one up. You complained about butthole talk.
You brought it up.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You were talking about Miranda pooping.
Yeah, but I was just going to move on. Boom. Miranda pooped. Well, everybody poops. And you're like, I don't know. I like to talk about where I shit. Yeah. Shit on my chest. You into that?
All right. No.
No, you're not?
Mm-mm.
That's good.
That's disgusting.
I would agree. What a weird thing to be into. What a why.
I know.
People say don't kink shame. I don't agree with this assessment. I've never understood it. Some kinks are fucking wild. And what are we doing? And some kinks are cannibalism and murder. And what do we can kink shame. There's a point where the kink gets too much. Shitting on someone is might be the beginning of it. That might be where it starts crossing the line. We're anything past this, we're done. We can't do it.
I mean, I even think peeing on someone is not it.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes a little pee squirts out, and it's not your fault.
That's fine, but when it's just you're
no, I'd agree. Potty on people is not the way to go.
It just feels not sexy. It feels disrespectful.
Some people like to be disrespectful.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't. I agree. I agree. I think that's where the line probably starts.
Yeah.
Spitting on people. I can probably let that slide. It's not my thing, but spitting on
disrespectful.
spitting in people's faces. Spitting on the bottoms is fine. No problem there. They spit in my mouth. No, I'm good.
Spit in my mouth.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You don't want this in there.
No.
Unless I got a little that Pepsi Zero Sugar in there. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Not as bad if you're spitting in someone's mouth. I'll work on that one.
Do you think some people might take a drink of something and then baby bird it.
It definitely
that's
happens.
their
What are you talking
thing.
about? It definitely happens.
That's their thing.
Absolutely.
It's like, hey, baby, do you want some
You want some
Diet
of my
Mountain
squirt?
Dew?
You want some of my squirt? I'm like, what? Little squirt. And baby birds it.
Yeah.
Yep. So here we are. It's a week later from our 1 year anniversary show. Tara hosted that. I think people had fun with it. It was a long episode. We're gonna try to be mom. Like, I like it when your episodes are that 1 minute, hour and 21 hours. We're perfect. I'm like, whatever. You can't stop creativity, baby. We're gonna go as long as the soul tells us.
Right.
Listen, yeah, sometimes shorter is better. Sometimes.
Yes.
I'd argue shorter is better a lot.
God. I knew that was coming.
Did you?
I did.
Weird. So we got some emails later. We have a non-email, like we actually have just a DM.
Ooh.
A couple people responded to our 1 year anniversary show. We don't know who's listened yet, totally, but yeah. So we don't have a ton prepped for this week. Tara said I thought we had talked about going to John Wick 4. Tara said didn't have time. She said it last week. I didn't catch it. I did see it, but we're not going to talk about it until she sees it. I don't know when she's going to see it. Probably never.
I know.
Because she's going on
I'll
vacation
see
next
it,
week.
but
yeah, once it's been out for a month, it'd be fun to talk about something right when it comes out and be the first cool podcast. But now you'll see it in 10 years and like, oh yeah, that was a pretty good movie I didn't see. You saw the first three, right? Or just you didn't even see the first three? You didn't even see 3?
I think I have. I've definitely seen 3.
2?
I feel like 2. I might. No, I think I've seen them all.
I'm gonna be honest. 2 is the one I remember the least.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but I don't remember it. I only saw 2 and 4. Or, sorry, 3 and 4 in the theater. The other 2 I saw on home video.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them in the theater.
Yeah, it's better. Theater's still the best.
So, with my job, it's so hard.
No, you're just not willing to go to a daytime movie and like by yourself.
No, because you said it's 3 hours long. I have to be to work by 3:30.
Yeah, but you don't work every day of your life.
I pretty much. I did last week, except Saturday, which was
and Sunday.
Easter, pre-Easter.
Saturday and Sunday.
Easter.
I'm just mean in future references.
Yes. I'll be able to. So yeah.
So the Masters were yesterday. We talked about the Masters last year. We had a good time because Tiger was back. We got to talk about how we watched Tiger. We really enjoyed it, right? You remember? That was one of the first things we ever talked about on the show, I believe. I got to be honest, I didn't watch much of the Masters this year because the Tiger nostalgia was, had passed a little, and the golf. I don't really watch golf or care about golf. I caught
that first
little of it.
Go ahead, sorry.
I caught very little of it. In fact, I saw about right before I left Mom and Dad's yesterday is the only portion of the Masters I watched, and it was about 2 minutes. So I'm not going to be very good about the Masters this year, but Tara watched a decent amount, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I had it on at work, so I would catch some stuff. The first day, what I can say about Tiger is, holy crap, that guy was sweaty.
Yeah, I heard he was sweating his arse.
Hot
I heard
day.
everybody was, though, but I heard he really
Yes, it was a hot day.
He was working a little harder than everybody to walk around that course with his fucked up leg.
Foot. Yeah, but he just had sweat beading off him, so I can imagine that was not the most fun round of golf that he's ever played. And then a tree fell. Did you hear about that?
I saw the tree fall. There was 3
trees.
Was crazy. 3 big trees fell during the match that were, when they fell,
that they ended up having to cancel.
In there.
No, they weren't for as tall as it was. The roots were not very deep.
I'm going to say whatever the trees they got going on in that course are not a natural thing. And that's probably why that happened. Because that's how that stuff works. It's probably not natural to the area. Whatever they had, those weird ass trees that are trimmed all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Masters. I don't know. What do you, any like? Did you enjoy the Masters? Is there anything?
Well, Miranda and I watched it yesterday, and we were really enjoying it. It's so crazy because it really is kind of like a red zone for golf,
It's
where
always
it
been
just
that
kind
way.
of shows you. I know, but I'm like, oh, that's what this is, and it's kind of fun. But it really is soothing, and it makes you tired because, like, Jim Nance's voice, just so quiet and whispery. It's like a lullaby that wants to put the babies to sleep.
Right. It's funny. You're right because like people golf is boring. I'm like, well, I mean, technically, there's always something going on. They're always going to a different person, until the end.
Yeah.
Going down to the last couple groups, but mostly, and that's when it's interesting, especially if it's a close one. It's just like, oh man,
Right.
these guys are gonna hold it off. But yeah, golf is like the best like relaxing
Yeah.
Sunday Saturday thing you could ever watch. But
I feel like since I don't really care that much, I can only watch it in little spurts because it's so long. But it's enjoyable when you watch it in little spurts.
yeah, you don't have to watch the whole 4 days. That's insane.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if like John Rahm did a good job of keeping his lead because he was only, I think he had maybe 7 holes left to golf, and I think Phil was only 10, like maybe 3 holes behind or 3 strokes behind. So he really had to play like some good golf, knowing that Phil was right there.
Sure.
That's me in golf.
Yeah,
I know it all.
golf was whatever. We don't have to. I'm going to talk more about. Now it's time to bitch like I do. Woo woo woo. No, so it's one of these things. It's like this class thing. I'll jump into that. Obviously, Masters is clear class shit. But like,
Yeah.
so the big thing about the Masters is they charge like it's cheap to buy like beer, and they have all these like fancy sandwiches that everyone claims are so amazing. And I'm listening to like these sports podcasts, and these guys like, oh yeah, I mean they only charge $2 for a beer and $1.50 or $1.50 or something for a sandwich. And I'm like, yeah, because they're low. They don't have to. Everyone there has a bunch of money. It's not like
Right.
easy to get a Masters ticket. It's like very hard, and usually
Yeah.
you're usually pretty well off to be able to go to the Masters. And it's like they're not. It's because it's not the normal Joe. They're not ripping off the normal Joe with these
Right.
sandwiches and stuff. It's like people with money mostly.
It's one of their homies.
It's like, what are we talking about? It's not. They're not doing it nice. They're not doing it to be nice. They're just doing it for like this. Like, look what we can do. It's almost like,
Yeah.
look what we don't have to even charge for this. Basically, you guys basically pay for the supply. Like, you're basically paying cost at this point because we don't care. We don't need to make money. We're the Masters, of an exclusive club. Like, to be a member of Augusta is very like expensive and hard. And it's like, stop. Just like,
Yeah.
it's the people acting like it's like, oh, it's so cool. It's like, is it cool? I mean, yeah, I'd be happier to only spend $2 for a sandwich, and that's still the cost of it. But again, it's because they can do whatever they want because they're a bunch of rich motherfuckers that only let Tiger Woods in because he's Tiger Woods. And he's not even a member.
He's not?
I don't think so. I don't know if they have a black member yet. He might be a member. I'm not positive. I don't think so, though. I mean, if you don't let Tiger Woods in as a member, if you don't let black people in, like, they had black caddies for years and years and years. They could only have black caddies. That's
so
the thing.
weird.
It's so fucked up. It's just fucked.
It's
and then everyone's
so
just like,
weird.
and they just kind of forget about it because there's $2 sandwiches. Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah.
$2 Sammys and a beer. Yum, 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 yum. But it's all fucked up. Golf's fucked
It
up.
is fucked up.
They're down in Georgia. Come on. Stop. So yeah, I had to at least get a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
Mom was mad. Mom was telling me that I was too mad. First of all, I'm allowed to get. That's the whole point of this. Is like to rant about stuff. How boring it'd be if we just went, this is really fucking great. I never got upset about anything. That wouldn't we be part of the problem? But it was about something to do with the Oscars. When I got pissed about the Oscars, I think it was probably the
whale.
Oh, it was the whale thing? Yeah, the
Yeah.
whales. I was pissed about that. I couldn't figure out what she was talking about. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you talking about the Austin Butler thing? I'm like, I wasn't that mad. I was kind of joking.
it was
I
the
thought, I just
whale.
think they're idiots. Oh yeah, the whale thing is fucked up. I never posted that, but it's fucked up. The whale. That's it. I might as well just give my update. I lost a pound this week.
That's good because I think I gained some because.
Well, no, it's
Holy
not good.
shit.
It's not good. I was doing great all week.
Oh.
I was down about 8 pounds going into Easter weekend. And then Easter comes, and it's just like, so nothing this week. Like, we went out for food, and then we had a ton of candy and a ton of food yesterday.
Oh my gosh!
But like, I was so good for 6 days, 5.5 days.
I was thinking about it, and because I'm like, man,
1 pound though, so we're down to 319.
Okay.
And then and actually, guys, that's important. In 2 weeks, there's a chance I can go zip lining for a bachelor party. I'm too heavy for the zip line company. Can I get below weight? I'm 319. I got to get down to like 299. Can I do that in 2 weeks? I don't even know. I mean, it wouldn't be that unhealthy. People are like, oh, it's unhealthy to lose that much in 2 weeks. Not really. I could lose that in a couple days, honestly, if I really tried my absolute hardest. Because it'd take a couple poops, sweat a little bit.
A little water weight.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So that's our update tracker. Can I go ziplining in 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Do you want to?
No. But I also don't want to be the guy that doesn't participate. I think that's not cool.
Right.
Not that fun to be that guy.
Well, I'm going on vacation, and I was like maybe like a month ago. I'm like, okay, I gotta wear a swimsuit, so I need to stop eating like a hole.
Yeah.
And I did not do that. I was terrible. I wasn't gonna drink. I think I've drank the most I've drank in a long time. I do too. I did all of like dry January except for 2 days. And then I was supposed to give up treats for Lent. That didn't last.
Oh, usually pretty good at that.
I know, but I've just been such a little sow. So
she's a sow.
I know.
She's a
but I'm
sow.
like, what? I need to figure this out.
How about Andy and the Sow is our show? My God. And this week, it's April 10th, 2023. This is Andy and the Sow. I'm Andy.
And I'm the Sow.
I like that. That'd be, if we were like a radio morning show, we'd be Andy and the Sow for sure. Like if we were on local.
People would hate us.
Why?
Calling me the Sow?
You're calling yourself the Sow, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think people would like that. They'd be like,
it's more.
She's barely even a Sow.
People that listen to morning shows aren't woke of any sort. They just go, Andy and the Sow.
Morning shows are the worst.
Yeah. Drive so time, boring. Like morning drive.
Yes.
Miranda, she's kind of stopped, but she used to like tell. I think it's because she doesn't drive anymore. When she takes her own, she Ubers to work, so she's not listening to the radio. But she'd give me our Ubers sometimes. I guess she'll hear it, but she'll tell me like a bit they do, and I'm like, none of that's real. Stop. Get out of here with your
like where they fake call people.
Yeah, like they tell a story about like a bad date they had. I'm like, this date never happened.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Or they did because people are weird, but no.
Yeah, I can actually date bad dates. Yes, I mean
people
that exists.
Yeah, they do exist. They do exist. Other sports related things.
Mm-hmm.
NBA playoffs start this week. We didn't really prep for it. I realized today. I was like, we should have been getting ready for we can still predict some stuff. But I want to talk about the last.
Well, it's the play-ins.
But the playoffs start this week too. So this weekend, there's games. Actual playoffs. I guess we can talk about that Friday. We are going to record early this week, guys. If you do want to email, if you get this in time, if you listen early enough, Tara's on vacation next week, so we are going to record next week's episode on Friday. So maybe Friday, Tara, but it'll come out after the playoffs start. That's okay. We can do a little playoff stuff today, but next week. So if you want to get an email in time for next week, we're going to record Friday morning at 9 a.m. So basically, you got to listen either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We'll see. We actually get a little more of our listening later in the week. But anyway, the NBA playoffs are coming here. I just want to talk about a little about the end of the season, the last day here. We're not going to talk too much about the NBA today. But it was a weird last week because a lot of people like sealed up they have all these extra spots because they were like, oh, this will make the end of the season so much more exciting. No, it's not, because nobody cares if a team makes the play-in game. It's so uninteresting see who's going to be one of the last 4 teams to do a play-in tournament. Like, okay, whatever 4 make it, because none of them are going to win the championship.
I think the Dallas Mavericks showed that right there because they freaking
they didn't even
purposefully tanked.
Yes.
So it's like, it shows how much that it really does. Like, maybe the fans are interested, but in terms of
those teams, yeah, I guess,
yeah,
because they got a chance, I guess, to get in the playoffs. So most people aren't like, I don't care who's going to be in the playing games. And the Bucks are going to play one of them, but I was just like, whatever shakes out, I can't really like worry too much because teams got to then play each other in the play-in tournament. So I don't even know who they could play one of 4 teams right now. The Bucks still. And I'm like, what do I care? They all suck. None of them are good enough to win the championship. There's 8 mediocre teams in the play-in. I guess the Lakers are in the play-in, right?
Yeah.
The Lakers are probably the only play-in team where I'm like, they could make some noise. Just because when you have LeBron James and he's healthy and AD's healthy, they're dangerous. They end up being the 7th seed, so they could, I guess, be a problem I could see them being a problem for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
If they get that 7th seed.
A young team.
And I could see them beating the Nuggets. I don't think the Lakers are afraid of any team in the West, to be quite honest.
No.
The West is a joke.
Well, especially since they had the best record after the All-Star break. They were trending up, so it's not really...
Right. But yeah, so basically the point was the Dallas Mavericks, for those that aren't NBA fans, they could have made the playoffs. But instead, their second to last game, none of the starters played, and their best player they took out after about 10 minutes.
11 minutes, yeah.
And they sat him down. Yeah, I didn't need a correction from 10 to 11. About 10 minutes. I said 11 minutes. Yeah. I think about 10 covered it. I think that was pretty good for people that don't give a shite. About 10 minutes. 11 minutes, actually, sir. And they sat him, and it was because they didn't care if they made this play-in tournament. They decided to phone it in, and they're in trouble for it because they were actively
they talked about it.
They're actively tanking. You can't tank. Like the Bucks, their last 2 games, the Bucks didn't play any of their starters, but that's because they were the 1 seed. They could not get any better. They could not get any worse. So they're preparing for the playoffs. Where the Dallas Mavericks were on purpose trying to miss the playoffs so they could have a better draft pick, which is just not acceptable. It's bad. Well, I don't like what the Bucks did either. I think it should not happen. I think that these guys should go out and play. I don't think they have to play the whole game or play as hard as they might in moments and play as hard a defense because they have one. But people want to come and see. They're paying money to see these players play fucking basketball. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. You get paid $1 bazillion, and part of it is the team. The team is having them do it, but I think the team should be we'll see next year. So if this was next year, Giannis would have been playing in those games because he fell short. There's a new rule where you have to play 65 games starting next year to qualify for like MVP or first team NBA and all the awards. You have to play at least minimum games. And the fact that Giannis didn't play his last 3 games, he would not have made that. He was at like 62. He needed to play those last 3 games to get these awards. So, I think that is going to be good next year.
Yeah.
They'll do the thing though, where, the same thing that happened with Luka, where he played about 10 minutes and, take people out. But still, that's better than nothing because at least people can see him a little. Like, oh, I got to see Giannis play today for a little bit. That'll be good for like a kid. There's a lot of kids that may never go to another game again. You know?
Right.
I've never been to an NBA game.
I've been to a couple, and I got to see Ray Allen play, and that was awesome.
Yeah, can you imagine if he went and he didn't play that day? That would have sucked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would have sucked big wieners. Big old dong doodles. But NBA playoffs are coming. But I get and then there was a fight. One team, a younger team that's like kind of a mess. They're in the play-in.
They're always a mess.
And they were like throwing punches at each other on the sideline. And one guy punched a wall in the tunnel
and broke his hand.
On the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Like what
and
idiots.
He's out.
Like what morons. Like what Like what a bunch of dipshits.
It's like I'm gonna punch a wall and
I've never understood.
I mean, that was like the craziest
I've never understood that.
implosion. And the thing is, like, they wanted Rudy Gobert, and just for those who don't know, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they wanted Rudy Gobert and gave up a lot for him, and he's just seems to be a problem. Not super liked. I think people thought it was Donovan Mitchell, but he seems to be doing all right with the Cavs.
No, Rudy was a dude. Rudy is clearly a douche. If you recall when the COVID thing happened, like right before it was announced, there was like talk that he maybe was sick or something like that. And he went and touched every single mic. Like he stood up and thinking he was funny. He touched every single microphone. Like not knowing what was going on, touched every single microphone of every single reporter because they all set it up by him so they could hear it. And he just touched all their shit thinking he was fucking clever. He's a douche.
Yeah.
He's the douche. And then Minnesota's dumb and traded for a guy that's a douche. I love it. These people trading for douches. The Kyrie thing worked out. The Kyrie thing worked out so good. When are we going to admit that stop saying Kyrie's so talented. Kyrie fucking destroyed. The last time he won, he had the best player in the world for the last 2 decades on his team. And that's why they won. Because LeBron wasn't going to put up his bullshit. And then he went he's been at 3 teams since that have completely imploded with him on the team.
Yeah.
If someone else gives him a chance, they're morons.
I don't know if you can 100% blame Kyrie on this one.
I can blame him as much as I'd like because guess what? They got worse when he got there, Tara. They got worse when he got there. They were
mismanaging.
Tara, they were like the 3 seed when he got there. And now they're not in the playoffs. I blame him. They
got rid of people.
Yeah, for him. And he's not good enough to do that. He's not Kevin Durant.
No.
The Kevin Durant thing's different. Kevin Durant doesn't implode because he's a douche. He seems to get hurt. He gets hurt nowadays. Because when he's on the court, he's amazing. No denying.
Yes.
They're a dangerous team.
If they can stay healthy. Because they got 2 little guys on the team that get hurt often.
2 little guys.
One's little, one's big.
2 little guys. But yeah, I'm a little bummed that they didn't get to. I wanted them to play the Warriors in the first round. That would have been more fun than them playing the Clippers in the first round.
Yeah, well, weren't they trying to let the Clippers beat them? So
yeah, they wanted
to play the Warriors.
They absolutely want to play the Clippers in the first round. The Clippers are another team where they got guys that can't stay healthy and they're not consistent.
Right, because
where the Warriors have been injured all year, but when the Warriors have proven that when the playoffs come, they can step up and be the team. And they have like one of the best players of the last 20 years in Steph Curry. I'd say of the last 20 years, it's LeBron, Curry, Durant, and now Giannis. I think they're the top 4 guys from the last decade or 2 decades. I don't even think that's arguable, honestly. People will want to argue like there's guys that had nice runs during that, but Giannis is the MVP. He's not going to win it. People are talking about the other 2 more than him, which is so silly.
That's how that always is, because he could be it every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they had the best record in the NBA. That was the thing about LeBron is when he wasn't winning it, they weren't having the best record in the NBA those years.
Right.
Because they weren't really but they had the best record, and that was with him sitting out the last 3 games, and they didn't win any of them, or the last 2. They won one of them, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's so dominant. It's insane.
Dominant. It's just, I watch it. He makes Terry. He makes everyone better, and they act like he doesn't. They always like, oh, Jokic makes everyone around him better, and like something like Giannis makes everyone so much better because he draws so much attention when he drives.
Yes.
Where they build these walls. These guys get wide open threes on the regular. They just don't hit him on the regular. I would say guys get far more wide open threes with him than, maybe not far more, but they get insanely open threes because of Giannis.
Yeah.
And he also demands defense out of them, and that makes them all play. They like see how he plays as a starter and as a star, so they play harder. Yeah. That's an intangible that you can't measure with some dumb number. Like, you can see them all playing harder because he's playing hard, and they trust they can make like Drew Holiday has the go ahead to like maybe make a risky play because guess what? Giannis is behind him, and and then Brook Lopez can just kind of camp and be a shot blocker because Giannis is going to go run around and get the bigger guys on it. Like, he just makes everyone so much better, and it's these things that everyone they talk about their I know ball. I'm like, you don't know shit. You look at numbers,
right?
And you only look at offense. Like, it's the only thing that matters. Where defense is like, I would say almost would be more important. The Bucks played better defense last year. They beat the Celtics, but instead they're hitting wide open threes because they're not making the moves and letting guys shoot open threes. Like, stop it. You don't know ball. I know ball. Tara kind of knows ball.
I know ball.
Oh, Tara knows ball. Okay. She didn't say it, so I said she kind of knows ball.
I definitely know ball.
Any other NBA stuff? We can talk more about NBA on Friday, but let's predict the play-in winners.
Okay.
I think that it's going to be. I think the Lakers win and finish 7th. I think Minnesota. I think Oklahoma City beats the Pelicans, and then I think Oklahoma beats the Timberwolves. I think Oklahoma sneaks in to the 8th spot. Lakers,
I think so too.
And Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm probably not being fair to the Pelicans. They're actually pretty good. I lied. Pelicans end up being the 8th spot. Pelicans are the 8th spot.
Okay, I'll say Oklahoma just to be different, but I think it is Oklahoma.
Okay.
And I think that, Minnesota is not going to win because they are a fucking dumpster fire.
Do you want to pick the East first, since I got to do the West first?
Yeah. I think Miami is going to beat the 7th seed against Atlanta. And then let's have Chicago beat Toronto.
Okay.
And then I think Chicago's going to be the 8th seed.
All right. I think Atlanta wins
just
the first.
Because I think it's fun.
I think Atlanta beats the Heat, and I think the Heat beat the Bulls. I think the Bulls beat the Raptors. Bulls, Heat win. So I think Atlanta's the 7th seed, and Miami will be the 8th seed. That's my prediction. So I got Atlanta, Miami, LA, New Orleans.
And I have LA, OKC, Miami, Chicago.
All right. There we go. That's our NBA play-in extravaganza. That's our NBA play-in predictions extravaganza. It's spectacular. Did you see the NBA? I mentioned that they're going to have the a limit. The couple things they added in the collective bargaining agreement was that there's going to be a limit of how many games you have to play to win awards and things like that. And then they also created this like in-season tournament where like throughout the early part of the year, certain games will be considered more important than others. They'll count as like almost like they'll count as qualifier games, and then they'll have a 4-team playoff tournament
Oh my God.
In the middle of the season. I don't get it. I just don't.
It's so stupid.
It's like
a money grab or a what?
Well, they're like, we want the regular season to matter. I'm like, nobody's going to
No.
care. Nobody's like,
Then
remember,
shorten it.
and no one's. Guess what? If say the Bucks win the NBA championship, say the Bucks win the midseason tournament next year.
Yeah.
And then they lose in like the second round of the playoffs. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But I won't be like, at least they won that mid-season tournament. Like, it literally means nothing because
it's the dumbest
nobody's gonna play
ever.
harder in those qualifying games. No one's gonna give a fuck.
No.
No one's gonna care. I just don't buy that they're gonna care.
I mean, they're not gonna care. Fans aren't gonna care.
I don't care.
Right. It's like,
it'll be like
what
once
is
they're like,
this
yeah,
meaningless?
nice, we won that, sweet, and then I won't care.
Right. It's like a meaningless.
If it meant something.
But what does it mean?
That's what I'm saying. If it meant something.
Yeah.
If there's like, if you win that when the actual playoffs come around, you get to, I don't know, pick your opponent, or it acts as as like a tiebreaker for like home court advantage. Sure. But that doesn't sound like it counts for anything.
No.
It's just weird. Why are you adding things when everyone knows that the trick is to shorten the season?
Yes.
By about 10 games, so people have to watch less games.
Yeah, because it's hard when you're watching the games and there's so much competition with other sports at that time, football. It's like, okay, anymore. Well, and then there's a million other things on, and it's like, I don't want to sit and watch this long-ass basketball game.
I mean, it's not even 2005 anymore, where that was easier to do. Like, yeah, I would watch every baseball game. Yeah,
so would I.
Listen, at least
long.
I don't understand. It's like you got to shrink these things up. We don't have the same sort of, the diehard fans, I guess, are going to do it. I don't know. I watch a decent amount of games, but not that many. I watch a lot. So yeah, that's the weird thing for you non-NBA followers. It's a weird. What do you guys think? Hey, non-NBA followers, does this sound fun to have like a middle of the season tournament? It probably to you does, but it doesn't make a ton. It's not going to make. Do you think it would actually make people watch more? Is it going to make you watch? How about that? Are you going to watch the NBA? Mom, Brendy, Miranda, because there is an in-season tournament now. Answer that question for me. The Cash fan. Are you, Tara, going to watch it more? You're an actual NBA fan. Are you going to watch it more because of that?
Like, what time of year will it be?
It starts like in like November is when the like randomly regular season games count. Like this game is actually a qualifier.
No.
And then sometime in like
January
or December. I don't know when the game is out. It doesn't matter. It's
I don't think I will because I don't think I will because I don't understand the value of it. And again, I will have other things that I'll be watching, like football. Just being honest.
I mean, I watch a lot of NBA, but I don't care about this. I say that. Maybe it'll come around. I'll be down. I'm going to pay attention to it the first year, but I don't think in the end I'll be like, it's really worth caring about. Especially when the matchups are like, what are these matchups? Like, it's a regular season game, and someone's like, I'm like, yeah, I guess this is for that that mid-season tournament. I guess I'll play harder today. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. So that's our NBA talk for the week.
Ugh.
Any more sports from you, Tara? Anything else sports-wise you noticed?
Yeah.
What's that?
OBJ, he joined the Ravens for $15 million guaranteed, and I'm like. And then Lamar posted...
Unless their plan is to fucking sign Lamar, what is the point?
Right.
Of that?
But what is more confusing to me is then Lamar put on his socials like him and OBJ doing like a FaceTime. And I'm like, Lamar, why? Like, that just, I feel like is giving the Ravens an upper hand again. But for what? Like, there's nothing.
It doesn't give them anything. There's no upper hand because of that.
I mean, if I were Lamar, I would be like, I'm still not playing. I just don't get it. Like, this is the first time you've had maybe a weapon who knows what kind of weapon he's going to be.
You brought in a dude that's multiple injuries, has been out. He hasn't played in over a year.
Yeah.
It'll be over by the time he suits up. It'd be a year and a half since he's played a game. That doesn't help the situation. It seems super stupid to me. I think he's gone. I think he's gone. I think he's gone. I think Lamar's gone. It's a weird thing. Who cares if I saw it as like a headline? I'm like, who cares? This dude hasn't played it in a year and a half. He's not even young anymore.
And that's what I would have said too. But then seeing that like Lamar was like posting about it on his Instagram, I'm like, what is going on?
They're all buddies. Players are buddies. They like him. Players, Tarek, you know that players are the last ones to realize a guy's washed up. Think about how much they all love Kyrie Irving. They're like, oh yeah, Kyrie Irving's going to change his team. Like, no, players don't know shit. If he doesn't get paid, he's not playing.
But why?
If he doesn't get the money he's asking, Tarek, it's not going to matter.
I hope that's what I hope so.
It won't, Tara. He doesn't. Only thing he care, Tara. If he didn't care about that, he would have already signed. He's not just going to sign because Odell Beckham Jr. is there. He wants guaranteed money and he wants the price he wants.
Yeah,
they're just not going to do anything until after the draft at this point. Which to me, if I was him, I'd be like, cool. I'm still leaving then. If you're not willing to bet until you know what you got in the draft, you're not going to pay me. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to go. He's got to leave. They're bullshitting him around. And he belongs somewhere else. I hope he ends up somewhere else.
Yes, I do too, because they really are like jerking him around, and then they're just gonna throw $15 million guaranteed at this guy who they don't know how he's gonna perform. And
I hope they did it. I hope they did it. They don't have a quarterback that's worth their time. I really hope that's what happens.
What's crazy about it is that team that he went to, OBJ went to, was stacked, and they had people that kind of drew the attention away from him. He did a great job. I'm not going to lie. He did good.
Yeah, but the guy that was opposite of him is the guy that had the most
best.
Yards ever
exactly
in the season, or second most. I think he ended up with the most yards ever, most receptions ever in the season that year.
So it's like when you have someone that is that dominant on the other side, then
you're going to be open.
You're going to be open. You're not going to be doubled because you're not the main focus.
Right. Absolutely.
So I don't know.
No, it's dumb.
It's weird. And it's like...
to me, it was non-news. I saw it. I was like, this is non-news to me. It felt like non-news. Until something happens with Lamar, everything. I mean, I didn't care where he went. Like, when they were talking about him going to a team last year. Like, I don't care. I don't care if he comes to the Cowboys. He's not going to do anything if he does. Clearly, he wasn't healthy enough to do it, to even play anyway.
Right. And, like, to me, it was definitely non-news, too. But the fact, like, if I were Lamar, I'd be so irritated. I'd be like, you just threw, like, again, you threw 15 mil at this guy.
It doesn't affect him. It's not, that has nothing to do with him. To them, it's like, oh, here's a weapon we have. But him getting guaranteed $50 million does not affect his contract. They're not paying him a certain amount. It has nothing to do with that. They don't really affect each other.
No, honestly. I know it doesn't affect, but I would be irritated as Lamar.
Why? It doesn't really, because he's already irritated. That's not going to irritate him more. And the receiver for amount of money. He's like, at least if I do stay, there's someone here to throw to in his brain. I don't think it's irritating at all.
Maybe it just irritates me because I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're fucking stupid. God, I'm swearing a lot today. I gotta stop that.
You're a trash mouth.
I am
You're
a trash
piggy
mouth.
Trash mouth.
I'm a sow, Drew.
Andy in the sow.
Andy in the sow.
Little Andy in the sow. Little Andy in the sow. That's what it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that all for sports for you?
I think so.
You have any other sports stories? I'm excited about, speaking of sports, it's getting beautiful out finally this week.
I know.
Spring is upon us for real this time. I want to get out and shoot some hoops. I wish you lived down here because I got no one to shoot hoops with just on a random day. We were playing quite a bit. That was always so fun. Right before you moved, we were playing a lot of ball in the park.
Yeah.
And I'd be missing it.
I loved it.
I'd be missing the hoop dreams.
The hooping.
I got the hiccups. Actually, it was more of a burp than a hiccup. Slurp time. Damn. How much do you think people hate our slurps? Probably. So you want to do some spring talk then? Or do you have anything prepared other than hard-hitting questions?
No.
Oh, okay. So I said, you were like, yeah. And then I shut you down. I just didn't know if there was anything else you wanted to talk about that wasn't sports. Or I'd love to talk to you about Succession, but you don't watch it like a dumbass because last night was legit. It was like probably the biggest episode in Ever?
Succession history.
It's huge.
Is this the last season?
It is the last season. It was an amazing episode last night. It was wild. It was important. It was good. I'm not gonna say anything else because I feel like I've given too much away already. It was very good though. I wish you watched it because then we can have a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We're gonna talk Succession, but Tara doesn't watch things like. I don't think she could handle Succession. Because every 2 seconds,
because I was gonna watch it.
Every 2 seconds, it's cringy for her.
And then you said that you don't think I can handle it, so then I didn't watch it. And now you get mad at me for not watching it.
Yeah, but you should watch it. Just because I say you can't handle it doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. You should be trying to say, hey, listen, man.
What's it on?
Hey, sir. HBO. What are we talking about?
I didn't know if it was Showtime or HBO.
Tara, HBO has all the best shows. Dave came back this week. Did you watch Dave yet?
No, because I didn't know it came back.
I told you it came
It's on Hulu?
Hulu or YouTube TV. I mean, you should record it on FX.
I will go and do that.
Because you'll get it instantly. Hulu comes out it comes out later in the night then on Hulu. But it is on Hulu.
Hi, I'm Dave.
First episode was okay. The second episode was very good. I'm starting to not. I don't like Dave's a real dipshit. Like he's a real asshole.
I mean, last season he was terrible. I think
he's worse now. He's just. I'm just like, dude. I listened to him interviewed. You kind of liked him, but I also kind of didn't like him. I was like, man, I don't know.
Like as a real person?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like you. I think
show?
you're a little too fucking full of yourself. I don't coming from me. That sounds wild and crazy, but like at the same time, like I don't know that. I think he thinks everything he does is the best thing ever. Where I'm like, I look at my shit and I'm like, this sucks now. I hate this. I don't know. It was interesting to hear him talk, and he seems like a nice enough guy. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't get a real read, like what's character, what's not character.
Sure.
Things like that. His story is interesting, but also like, basically he said first time he put out a video was like, he had like 1 million views in like one day. And it was like,
holy crap.
because he's like, he just sent to his friends like, hey, share this. And they all did.
They did.
Which is very nice of them to do.
Yeah.
Dave. If you guys don't like Dave, watch Dave. Or if you've never seen Dave, Dave's a fun show.
It is a fun show.
On FX. But it's funny, he doesn't consider himself a rapper, Tara.
Interesting.
He does rap, but he considers himself a rapper, but he's like, I basically want to be like, I want to be a comedian.
Oh.
So he's a comedian,
Interesting.
but he's like this stuff, like the comedian stuff, and like I don't have to work at it. It's like naturally what I do. It's like I had to work really hard to get good at become a rapper. Like,
right.
It's like I practiced all the time to like do the rapping thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it doesn't come to me naturally. It's like a lot of work. He's like, where the comedy stuff is more just like second nature to me. So I thought that was interesting because as good as he is at rapping,
yeah, he is really good.
But it makes sense. But yeah, it's kind of, he's like, yeah, I didn't consider myself a writer before, but like I write all this shit. Like I feel like a writer. Like he's like, I'm more into that. I thought it was pretty interesting. If you guys like, you guys should check out Dave if you've never seen Dave. He was on, man, I don't remember what I listened to him on, to be quite honest, Tara. What did I listen to Dave on? I think I listened on a show called The Watch. Yeah, it's a podcast. It's called The Watch. I'm pretty sure that's what I listened to him on. Yeah, it's interesting. The Dave, watch Dave if you've never seen it. Succession, if you're not a Succession watcher, watch it right now. It's the best show on TV. They just do things different than everybody else, and I really appreciate that. Other than that, TV wise, I'm trying to think if there's anything. I was thinking of a TV show yesterday. I'm like, man, you remember that TV show? Oh, we were watching something with this is called Nostalgia Time. Maybe a little Nostalgia Time could be fun. 90s.
Well, what's crazy is I've got some nostalgia stuff in my hard-hitting questions.
Oh, that's great. Well, this is nostalgia.
So this might be a nostalgia episode.
So like less nostalgia, not as far back, but we're like, man, we should watch some. Silent Library is on Paramount Plus.
Oh
Because
gosh, it's
someone was doing
so
something saying like,
good.
"Oh man, remember Silent Library?" She's like, "I love Silent Library." So we just picked a random episode and watched it. It is so fucking funny,
It's so
but also so inappropriate and like cancelable at every moment. Like there's always like that's pretty wild that's what they were doing. It wasn't even that long ago. But there's also so many. It's like I laugh so hard because like there's just like little stupid things they do. I'm like, this is so stupid that it's amazing. Like this is so dumb that it makes me laugh. Like when they drink a bunch of gross stuff, I don't. That's not. But
no.
then there's one where it's like all he had to do was eat. It was a koosh ball dipped in like mayonnaise, and he had to clean the whole thing off. Like whatever, that's weird. But like because it's a koosh ball, it like never could really get it all, and just looked ridiculous because it was all the things would stick together.
It's
It was
so gross.
like that was pretty funny. But then the funnier one was the next, like one of the next ones was a girl, like had hairy armpits, and basically like you have to shave a girl's armpits and have a mustache. Basically, they had a shop vac with on one end of the hose there was a razor that sucked on, and they shave her armpits and went into the shop vac, and then the other end was a hose blowing it. They put like sticky stuff on his face and made him like a beard out of this girl's armpit hair. It was so, she was laughing. She was so happy. She's like, "This is so fucking funny." Like she was down. Like if she hadn't been down, it'd been weird. But she was like, because sometimes I'm like, this is like you got hired to be the guy they eat a meat tie off of.
Oh my god!
It was fun. It was fun to watch. But anyway, that was not the. That's what got us to my next thing. Tara, do you remember the show Fear on MTV? Where it was like a haunted.
Yes.
It was like a haunted, like insane asylum or jail or hospital.
Yes.
And they would have to stay there and like go like sit
Do
in like
missions.
weird rooms.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Your mission is to like, go
lay in this
bury
coffin.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was wild. Miranda had never heard of it. It's like 20 years old. But like I pulled up a part on YouTube and it's like, man, this is why it was like a game show mixed with a mockumentary. Let's be honest, it wasn't none of that real. But anyway, they'd be like, oh, because like while they'd go to the place, right? They'd send the guy by himself to we'll say it was the surgery room,
crematorium.
The crematorium. In the crematorium, and then while they'd sit there, they'd read this history of this room. And while they did that, there'd be a reenactment and like pictures and stuff, like documentary style of that place. It was really kind of cool.
Right.
I think they need to bring it back because it was wild.
It
and
was.
Also creepy.
So creepy. I don't know if I would love doing that because they would be like, okay, this person is going on the mission. And then they would go and they'd get there, read the thing. And then when they were on the mission, be like, okay, now your mission is to stay here in radio silence in the dark for yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I think they'd fuck with them.
Oh, I'm sure.
They'd put little noises.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely imagine shit too. But it was fun. That was like in the phase where we were into ghost hunting too. Like we were going out to places that were supposed. We'd look it up on the internet.
Find haunted
places like Haunted Wisconsin or something was like a website we went on, and we'd go to like weird grave sites, and we'd go to weird buildings and stuff like that. It was fun. Mm-hmm. It was a fun time. I want to do that again.
Bridges.
I want to get back into ghost hunting. As a person who doesn't believe in ghosts, bridges. There's this bridge we sat on. That was fun. We'd sit on there for hours, and then people like we started doing it, and then we took like one person there, like a girl. We did dumb. We took like a girl, and then that turns into them telling, and then it became a bunch of people going there, and it ruined our fun. So we stopped doing it.
I remember that.
Because like people were going out there and being loud and doing dumb stuff, and it's like, all right, that's why you can't bring it when you're having a cool dudes time. When there's 7 dudes in a minivan, and the next time you want to press a girl and you bring one girl, she's gonna ruin it for you, Tara. She's gonna go tell like her friends, and then also there's like them going with other dudes that aren't you. Like the whole idea is like probably when, like look how fun we are, and then all of a sudden they're going with other dudes that aren't you. That's how it always goes, bitches.
I mean, you're probably 100% right.
I am. That's the world. That's the world.
Yeah. Or like they tell their girlfriends and then they try to just do it on their own, or
no, I don't care about that. I mean, they start like cool. We're gonna take these other dudes. There.
We're gonna take these
these cool fun guys that have fun ideas. We're gonna take their fun ideas and hang out with guys we think are. We're gonna do that fun thing, but with these dudes that you think are good looking,
hot. Yeah.
Not these Look at me. Hey, 2001 high school girls I used to go to school with. You missed out. You missed it. Look at that.
You missed it.
Look how I aged like a fine cottage cheese.
Oh.
I kind of look like if cottage cheese got old in the fridge. I kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You
Thank you.
do.
I look like an old, like someone just
You
let
know-
cottage cheese get a little moldy and hairy in the fridge.
An old Prairie Farms of
you know when you open up like
cottage
the little
cheese.
dairy thing, it's got that fuzz in it. That's me. I look like that.
Yeah. I think that's accurate.
Oh man.
God,
What's
that
up with
was a
zip
good
lining,
show,
by the way, that I'm too big to do. Why do people like to zip line so much? Especially
I
like
don't know. Especially because I always hear about people having zipline accidents.
Yeah,
and,
people
like,
get hurt a lot.
crushing
on
their
zip lines.
pelvis,
Especially
and
like
stuff.
thick people like me. I get cruising too fast, and then that thing burns
Yeah.
out. Zoom! I'm dead.
And then
I wouldn't die. I'm too
crush.
thick. Yeah, it's just not that. Not my vibe. I'm too thick.
Well-
Miranda told me. Miranda said I was too thick to zip line.
Also, I was like thinking about it, and doing that in the Dells doesn't sound like that much fun just because it's, the Dells, but maybe in the rainforest it might be
That could
cool,
be a thing.
but
Well, the thing
but-
about the Dells, there is some nice like stuff in the Dells. It's like it's the forest and there's a river
yeah,
and stuff.
but it's just the forest. Take
That's-
a duck ride instead.
I'm probably not gonna do it anyway. So, Tara, do you got any hard hitting questions for
Oh,
little
Druzy.
Andy?
I got some hard-hitting questions.
All right, let's. I'll show you how to answer them.
Okay.
Are you gonna walk me through a whole answer one of these times?
What?
I went back and listened to you having to talk about. First of all, I had to explain the anniversary thing to you for so long. I'm like, what are you not getting? Just name 3 anniversaries. But you basically were just stalling because you didn't have any answers, I feel like. And then I basically walked you through I gave you at least 2 or 3 answers.
Whatever.
I guess my question is, if I struggle, are you going to help me?
Yeah, but
Thanks.
I ask good questions that you won't
That was a
struggle
good
with.
question. No, Tara, I just start talking. Your problem sometimes is you're afraid that you won't give a good answer. I'm like, I just start talking and whatever. If it sucks, it sucks. If my
Okay.
answer sucks, it sucks. Sometimes it sucks.
So, since we didn't do any Easter talk,
Good. I don't believe.
I know we didn't do any Easter talk, and yesterday was Easter.
Yeah.
So I just want to know your top 3 Easter traditions.
We're
Top 3
backing
favorite.
up to Easter.
Well, we don't have to.
I like the Easter baskets, candy. I like the candy. I hate looking for my basket. Can't stand it.
Hate it.
When I was a
Do you
kid,
think you'd be
sure.
bummed
The thing
out?
is, I hate looking for an Easter basket, but I like an egg hunt. I think egg hunts
Yeah.
are dope as fuck. I don't want to look for my basket, but I look for eggs all goddamn day.
I
So
think it's
egg hunt?
just
candy and watching Willy Wonka. Not everyone does that, but we watch Willy Wonka. Tara only watched
Yeah.
half of Willy Wonka.
I needed a nap after.
She didn't even
All
watch
that
the best
candy.
part of Willy Wonka. She watched
I
the
know.
first half of Willy
I
Wonka.
know.
Willy
I
don't
was
show up
tired.
till Willy don't show up till 45 minutes into the movie. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that. 45 minutes is when Willy shows up.
It's just
when
he's
you
only
first
half
see
of
him,
it.
It's 45 minutes into the movie. And then that
Talking
movie
ab-
cooking. It almost turns into a totally different movie. The first half almost feels like a spoof movie. Like the comedy scenes are so silly.
Mhm.
And then it becomes
Where he's like, now I'm telling the machine what he can do with.
Sure. Yeah, like anything that they show on the new,
Like-
anything like Mrs. Wurr, they said it's either your box of Wonka bars or your husband. And she's like, "Can I have time to think about it?" Like that's a fun bit. It's like
right.
almost like Monty Python-esque or like Mel Brooks type stuff. Like that. It's kind of a really awesome movie. I was saying to Miranda, I think that if like Wes Anderson remade it, it'd be like
It would have
if it
been good.
It'd be like an Oscar nominated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it should have been anyway. What were you going to say about it? Wait, did I say 3 things? I named my 3 things, but you were going to say
Yeah.
something.
Well, you said the basket thing, and you hate looking for it, which I 100% agree. Do you think you'd be bummed if Mom stopped doing it, or do you think you'd be like, yeah, This is great.
No, she should keep hiding it because part of it I like is to bitch about it.
Yeah,
I like
that's
the bitch
how
I
I
have to
feel
look for.
too.
I want her to hide it easy though. Don't ever hide it hard.
I know.
She doesn't though. I find it fast. And she keeps it into a couple rooms. Like if it was the whole house and I had to really find it, I would really hate it.
She put it in the room I slept in.
That's pretty impressive.
I know.
But yeah, so I want her to do it, but not to do it hard. Because I want to bitch about like, I don't want to look for this, and then I find it and I eat candy. But so it's the candy, it's an egg hunt, and it's Willy Wonka. But if it's like a more of a traditional thing that other people do. By the way, if you're not watching Willy Wonka on Easter, you're dumb. It's a candy movie.
It's a candy movie. And that's
Easter's
what Easter is.
Easter's candy.
It's about candy.
It's about candy, and that's it. I can't think of anything else.
Only candy. Nope.
About candy.
Nothing. It's just about candy.
It's about candy. It was funny. Miranda said something about like, she's like, so something about saying he has risen or whatever.
Oh yeah.
She's like, she's like, oh, like that's an Easter thing. I'm like, I mean, I explained to her that no, that's kind of every day for Christianity is Jesus rose from the, because she didn't know that like the next day you could do it, like talk about like, no, that's like the whole basis of Christianity is that Jesus came back from the dead on.
Yeah.
This is just the day.
It's just the day that
it's actually,
even though it's not really the day because it's a floating holiday.
Sure. Well, it's actually weirder that they celebrate Christmas more when he was born. Well, I guess that was a miracle too, I guess, because there was no sex, but like him, the real big thing was him coming back from the dead. That's really what the big moment, that was the whole life was leading to that moment, was him coming back from the resurrection. That's like the important part, him dying for the sins and coming back. So why isn't Easter bigger?
You know what? I don't know the Bible very well. So after he came back, did he stick around or did he leave?
No, he goes to heaven.
Okay, so
he
rose.
Quick. I don't know when. I don't know how long. He didn't really mention that. I'm sure they do in the Bible, but when they talk about,
he sits at the right hand of God.
Yeah, then he goes to heaven. I don't know. It's all shenanigans.
So did he actually?
No. The answer to that is no, he didn't actually. Okay. The answer to your question before you finish it is no, he did not actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So today is National
What is today?
It's National Sibling Day.
Shit.
So some of my next questions,
sibling based.
Well, they're all sibling based.
Okay.
So, and it's about your siblings.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is I want you to give me your top 3 favorite things about each of your siblings.
Oh, wow. Put me on the fucking spot. This is bullshit. 3? 3?
Well, we're top 3 podcasts.
We're top 3 plus. But also, like, we can make it shorter. To come up with 3 is hard. Like, normally you just kind of make it, it's always usually, like, generic. Like, oh, they're really great. I love them.
Okay. Then do just top.
How about huh? Top 3 sibling things for each of my siblings.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start with Trin. My top 3 favorite things about my big bro. Number 1 is his kind heart. My brother is a kind soul. For sure.
Yes.
Almost maybe like to his detriment, as is a lot of people in our family, where it's almost like we almost care about sometimes, you guys more than me, care about, other people sometimes before ourselves. So his kind heart almost hinders him because he's got that bleeding heart. I also like his musicality quite a bit. He's my mom's musical, but he's like musical in another way. Like he does a lot of like writes his own music and does
he creates it.
His musicality is number 2. I don't know the order of these things. Probably it's kind heart, his musicality. And then 3 is his probably his like ability to, or his. I like the fact that he always is kind of trying to learn about human nature. I don't always agree with where he lands sometimes on how we should feel about stuff, but that's okay because he's ever evolving And I like that. I appreciate it about, as are most people, but I appreciate that he's always trying to figure out, human nature and himself and to better himself and what it all means. I like that about Trin. He's so yeah, those are the 3 things I like about it.
I loved those. They were very good.
And then for Tara, I like Tara. Number one, Tara thing is she also, I think I know it sounds like a cop, but she also is a very she's like a kind-hearted person and really thinks about other people a lot and like cries about people she's never fucking even, people she sees on the train. Feels for them. I feel like I really appreciate that about her. I like that about our whole family, but we're not really trying to ever step over people, anything like that. Tara is a great example of that. Like, she thinks about other people. And so she also has a kind heart. If I'm not allowed, I'm going to use that. I'm not going to let you tell me I can't.
No, I like it. It works.
And then Tara, and I'll kind of stick in the same vein. I also like Tara has a very good sense of humor. As does Trin, by the way. For those that don't know, but Tara has a great sense of humor. A lot of people like to pretend women aren't funny. Not that Tara's a normal lady, but Tara is funny. Like Tara's sense of humor makes she gets me laughing as much as anybody. Obviously, that's why I do a podcast with her, because I like to laugh with Tara. And then number 3 is I like Tara's. What?
I felt like you're trying to figure it out. You're like, what could my third one be?
I am trying to figure it out. What's the right move for you? I would say I like Tara's acceptance of other people. Like Tara's really good about accepting people for like their flaws and things like that. Like she's whatever, like taking people for who they are. Like I think she like all like me, my brother, are good example. Like she we're both knuckleheads, and she really loves us still, and like appreciates our nonsense. And I think that's what she is. I think that with friends, I think she's really a forgiving person and is really good about loving people unconditionally. I think that's what I like about Tara. I think I believe that to be true of her.
Oh, I loved it.
There you go.
That was a good, hard-hitting question. And you answered it
it's
like
never going to make a clip. That's the thing.
That's okay.
But the clips, that's the point, is I need people to listen to our podcast tonight, because the pod is better than the clips. I stand true to it. It's more balanced. It's got better. That's why I'd like listeners to be like, hey, you should listen to this podcast. Don't worry about the clips. The clips are just silly. They want you to hear them say butthole and stuff, because it's funny, because it's for social media. Exactly. Where I wouldn't know how to edit like a long clip like that, where it's like coherent and like watchable. That's why we got to get the video full up. But yeah, that we're a well-rounded pod. We say butthole, but we also can tell our sister we love them.
Exactly.
What's next?
More sticking with stuff. Sibling Day. What's the funniest memory you've had with Tej, and the funniest memory you've had with Tara?
It's a little harder to put me on the spot to try to think of
just think of a funny.
Yeah, I know that, but that's even still kind of hard sometimes. Like there's been a million of them.
One that you'd like to share.
I know.
With the crowd.
There's been so many that I can't. It's hard to. That's like asking, like, hey, well, like, what's the best time you ever did this? When you've done it a million times, like, I don't know, they're all kind of the same. So it's hard for me to like grab one because there's so many. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you want to do I'm
going to do it. I'm just saying it's hard. No, I don't need.
I'm just trying to walk you through it.
You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to. Funniest, if you keep talking to me, I'm not going to be able to think. Tara. I'll start with Tara. I'm trying to think when we really laughed the hardest about something, It's hard. It's hard to think of like that moment, because there's millions of them, but I can't think of like a specific one off the top of my head.
Like none of them are like super core memories.
Yeah, they're not like, well, yeah, because there was just like, it wasn't like, because sometimes for that to happen, you have to, if it's so rare, like, oh man, that was a really funny thing. Like there's certain
Like
people
something
like, oh
has
man, I
to
remember when we
happen.
laughed. I remember when we like our grandpa wasn't a big laugher, so like when he
Right.
had a big laugh, I recall it because it was so unique.
Right.
Where we get together and laugh so often that I don't even know if I have, like, so I'm just trying to think of a funny moment of us all hanging out, but I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like,
Oh, I just thought of a funny one.
One funny one for Tara was we were on stage together. We were doing an improv show, and it's the hardest I ever laughed doing an improv show. It was just the two of us doing a Jim and Jeannie's Kids was the name of our improv 2-man show, and we were doing this show, and a friend of mine I've been talking about how I want like beads, like a necklace and she kind of got me one. It was like little beads, and I'm a big dude, and it was like a littler necklace. And I dug it. I thought it was cool. And I was wearing it. I was thinking I was looking rad as fuck. And we're on stage, and I think it was the first scene, and Tara just is like roast me on him first and second of the first scene. And I was laughing my ass off because I was like, I think I look cool. And all of a sudden Tara's roasting me about these little ass beads I got around my neck. And I couldn't stop laughing. I was like crying on stage. The crowd was laughing. They didn't even know why they're laughing. They could just tell that there was some sort of bond going on between siblings where it was very funny. And so that's probably my Tara moment off the top of my head is right. She basically is like this, like, oh, nice beads. Basically, she was like,
and I don't think I had said anything about them.
She said nothing about them, and I wore them. I wore them. I was a cool dude, and she fucking put me in my place, I guess. So I got her back this weekend. Don't worry. I talked about how her shoulders looked wide in her jacket all weekend.
Yeah.
All weekend. So that's what she deserved for the bead comment on stage 5 years ago. And then Trin, again, hard to come up with like the funniest moment we had together. What's a funny one in general?
I was thinking of Christmas one year.
What?
Christmas present.
Christmas present? Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I can do that one. I don't know if that's the one though.
Okay.
No, you know what? It is a Christmas thing I'm thinking of. We a couple years ago, Tara bought everybody in the family these like little short, like little Christmas like plaid shorts. Plaid, right? That's considered plaid. Mm-hmm. Little plaid shorts from Old Navy. She bought everyone a pair so we could wear them for pictures and stuff for Christmas night, Christmas Eve. And Trin was like, I don't want to fucking wear these things. They're dumb. Because Mom wanted to take pictures and was going to post them. And Trin has an image to uphold sometimes. Mm-hmm. He's a rock and roll star. But I think she basically bribed him and gave him a couple bucks. Money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. We don't know how much to this day.
No.
It had to have been a decent amount for him to agree to it.
Yeah.
But the thing was, once they were on, the man was transformed.
Yes.
And he fucking was like hamming it up in these fucking, like we're trying to take these pictures and he just keeps doing these fucking ridiculous, and he's wearing a Santa beard as well. And a leather. So he's wearing a Santa beard, a leather jacket, like zipped up, and these like little short plaid shorts. And I think he's wearing his shoes and black socks and like dress shoes. Basically, or not dress shoes, but like penny loafers or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he just like, we're all just laughing because he's hamming it up while we're all just trying to pose. We're having a good time. We're all posing too, but he's just like whoosh, doing
he's doing like full and full spread eagle splitty type looks.
And it was like I was
arms out, just like, and we're all just like, what is going on?
Once
he got into character.
Once he got him on, he's like, fuck it, I got him on. I might as well have a good time. Mm-hmm. I want to know how much. Trin, email us. How much did Mom pay you to do that? Or did she?
We need to know.
Is that lore? Is that real? Is like that a rumor? Is that real? Let us know. What else you got? Next one. Hit me hard.
What's the most annoying thing about Tej and Tara?
The most annoying thing about Trin is that he will just zone out. You'll be talking to him, and all of a sudden you're not. It's like, dude. I mean, it's like clearly like it's not his fault, but he just like, you just be talking and having a conversation. You realize he's not listening to you for fucking 10 minutes.
And he might walk out of the room.
He'll leave the room. Yeah, he'll leave the room. But he'll
come back and then answer you.
He will answer you something you were talking about. On his time.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most annoying thing about Trent. It's like, oh my God. Bro, I'm trying to get through this conversation. And he's a talker. And he likes, like, we'll talk on the phone for like, I've talked to Trent for like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're talking like in person, especially, he'll just like disappear. Something will get on his mind and he'll leave the room and he'll come back. But you're right, he will finish the conversation. Yeah. Most annoying thing about Tara is a lot more with probably Tara because we lived together for so long. There's a lot of like little stuff. Like, what's a big thing though? That's like, Jesus Christ. Probably that she. I don't know. You said annoying?
Yeah. Whatever that means to you.
Tara likes to put her nose in business that ain't hers. Like someone like she'll chime in when she don't need to be chiming in. Like we'll be like, yeah, you're a chimer inner. Like mom and I will be like, you chime in. You're a chimer inner. Like no one's talking to you. Stop chiming.
Well, sometimes I need to make sure that everyone's
you
on
don't get to defend yourself.
Ground.
Trent doesn't get to defend himself. Well, you don't get to defend yourself. You're a chimer inner.
No.
You're a chimer inner.
I'm just trying to. No.
You chime in. You don't think you chime in?
I feel like I chime in when I need to.
You don't. No.
It's like I'm making it better.
Worse. She makes it worse. Chime out. Chime out. Get to chime out. Because
a lot of times I won't chime even though I want to, but it's I can't. I need to chime.
Chime out.
Okay.
What's next?
Okay, so today is also National Farm Animal Day.
Tara also leaves glasses and bottles everywhere. Like everywhere. Glasses, bottles. And like I'm sometimes I'll leave it overnight, then I gotta get it in the morning, but Tara will leave it for days on end.
Yeah.
Weeks. There was a bottle I left for weeks just to see.
Well, I feel like sometimes I don't even notice that they're there.
How?
I don't know. I just
Middle
don't.
of the living room. So, what's the next question?
So today is National Farm Animal Day.
Oh, no more sibling stuff.
No.
Or am I comparing my siblings to farm animals now? Tara's a sow. Trin's a gazelle. He runs very gazelle-like.
He does. God. This is the sow episode.
Should have seen Tara in her wide jacket. It's like, who's this?
Oh my gosh. We were like sitting at the pizza place and you were like, you just look boxy.
What's a boxy jacket? Is it not a boxy jacket?
It's not a boxy jacket. It is a shouldery jacket because it has shoulder
but it's
pads.
Also short, so it's like squared off.
Yeah. You know? Well, then, so I take it off because he was hurting my feelings. And then he goes, it wasn't the jacket.
Technically, it wasn't.
Technically, it wasn't. You're such a dick.
Yeah, I don't know that everyone would look boxy in that jacket.
Well,
we're built. You're chesty and like.
I got big shoulders.
You're built like a melon.
Broad.
You're built like a melon.
Yeah, but I was just like,
well, not like a melon. You're built like me.
Yeah,
kinda. I'm a little thicker.
Just in a smaller version. Smaller. I'm 5 feet tall.
Tell me about these farm animal days.
What's your?
You know, last week was peanut butter and jelly day.
Oh.
It was National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
That's your day.
And I didn't have it, and we didn't talk about it, and I didn't eat any of it.
I didn't see that.
Anyway, farm animals.
It's National Farm Animal Day. What's your favorite farm animal? Well, you kept interrupting me.
What's my favorite farm animal?
What's your favorite farm animal and why?
My favorite farm animal. I don't know. I mean, cows are dope. Pigs are dope, but they was probably cows. I like a cow. Pigs are too stinky.
Yes.
Pigs are stinky as hell. And they scare me a little. They're weird.
Yeah.
They taste delicious, but they're scary. Pigs are scarier than cows. I like cows.
I don't like chickens at all.
I like horses though. I like a horse. I like seeing horses. I don't want to ride a horse, but I like a horse. Horses are cool. I like a horse. They just look cool. They look like a cool animal. They're intense. They're athletes.
They are athletes.
Cows are sows. But no, I like a horse. Horses are cool. If I had to have a backup, everything's kind of a farm animal, isn't it? I like a farm dog, like a dog that's just like on a farm and doesn't really like have it's just like this. Your life is weird, farm dog. You're not like an inside dog. You're kind of outside all the time, running around, and like when people show up, you show up. Yeah, get in their goddamn way. Like an outside, like a real outside dog, or they're weird. They're so different than inside dogs.
They are. Remember when Mom and Dad were like, Rusty's going to be outside.
For 2 minutes.
And that lasted 2 minutes. He was such a little spoiled little baby.
He had a cool doghouse, though.
He did.
I loved it. I crawled into his doghouse a couple times as a little boy.
That's all I got, Drew.
That's it? Mm-hmm. All right, that's cool. We'll keep it a little bit shorter of an episode. I'm going to do emails, then you can do your grievance, or do you want to do
I don't have a grievance. Shit,
you got me a grievance with your big mean brother.
Yeah.
Your big mean brother telling you you're a boxy old sow.
Telling me I'm a boxy old sow.
I'm a boxy old sow of a sister.
Seriously, that is my grievance when we were at pizza and you just out of the blue were like, you're looking boxy.
Well, when you got out of my car yesterday going to your apartment, I was like, boxy. No, I felt bad about it. I saw your jacket. Like, I shouldn't have said anything about our boxy jacket. So I apologize. I felt bad in that moment. Like, I was mean.
Thank you.
She probably thought she looked super cool in her boxy jacket, and I'm calling her out.
Oh my God. No, but I couldn't figure out what to wear. I was like having a crisis and tried on 8 different things and nothing looked good. And I just settled with a boxy jacket. And it was the wrong choice. So
last week we had our in memoriam, and a couple people responded. Well, one person, Dave, responded in a comment that he was behind before he even listens. Like, I gotta. He's like, he hadn't even listened. Like, I'm a little behind on these. I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
On our clip for our 1-year anniversary, but he congratulated us.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? I don't remember.
He said he listened to it while he plowed snow.
Yeah, he said he listened while he plowed snow.
So he's no longer in Hawaii.
Like, but I'm a little confused. So he must not be in Hawaii. Yeah.
No, he's in Wisconsin.
Snow. Okay. Good to know. And then we also got not an email, but a direct message. I haven't read it yet on purpose. I haven't read it yet on purpose or responded to it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. We have a direct message on our Andyland Entertainment. Andyland Entertainment on Instagram, if you want to follow us. But we did get a direct message from Brendy. Brendy sent a direct message, and it says, okay. I haven't listened in a while, but I listened to the last 2 eps. Also, I must have sensed I was about to be memorialized. Honestly, when you started doing in memoriam, I was prepared for a real ego check when you didn't list me. So I'm truly honored to be included. You're welcome, Brendy. It's good to hear that you came back just in time to get roasted. Love it. I do have a comment for the previous episode.
Ooh.
In reply to the sexiest movie couple, Matt Damon and Franca Pointet in The Bourne Identity. Is that her name? Franca? Probably Franca Pointet. I can't picture their sexiness. I know I've seen the movie. I gotta look her up. Why am I blanking? Why is my brain not working? I just don't know that is Matt Damon sexy? Oh yeah, that chick. That lady chick. I gotta stop saying chick. But yeah, she is. She's kind of hot and everything. She's just got like a weird vibe. She's kind of got like a. Do you know this person, Tara? She kind of almost has like a Mila Jokovic vibe almost. She's got like an interesting look to her. She's cool though.
Mm,
You looking it up?
yeah. She's not that hot to me.
Oh, I think she's hot.
I also have never seen the movie, so I don't know what her vibe is, because vibes matter in hotness.
Sure. It's one of those things
So-
where I think Damon, like, women find, like, I don't know if dudes are like, yeah, Damon's he's not like one of those dudes where a dude can be like, yeah, I appreciate that look. That
I don't know if he's that attractive to me.
he's kind of good looking in the his early movies
Yeah, he's
when
kinda
he's
cute.
in Goodwill Hunting and Rounders. That's kind of his
Mhm.
era where I think he looks. I guess that's kind of when this was. It was like his first thing. The Bourne Identity was like right after that stuff. All right.
Kind of his.
She had a lot of other thoughts, but these episodes are really long. I can't remember all my reactions to your various takes. Thank you. I will say I'm not here for the Hubie Halloween hate. Instant classic. Also, Sandy B and Benjamin Bratt and Miss Congeniality.
Oh,
Not bad. That is
that's
a good couple.
one.
They are a sexy
Mhm.
couple.
They are.
That's a good one, Brandy. Sandy B can kind of go with like if she has the right leading man or co-star.
Yeah,
it
she's
works.
hot.
She's always a joy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's very attractive in that movie, and he's good in that too. That is
He
good.
is
They have
good.
good sexual tension in that movie.
They
That's
do.
a good one. I like that. And then we have one email that came in today. I can give you a guess who it came from.
Miranda.
Miranda, dear Big Lynn and Little Andy, I'm honored to be the
What a
Melon Fights
bitch.
most valuable listener. I'll do my best to keep up that same energy in year 2. 3+ list ideas. Okay. Movies set in spring or movies set in Chicago.
Ooh.
How about you do spring movies, maybe, Tara, or do you want to do Chicago movies? I can rattle them off real quick, either of them. Spring's probably a little
is
harder.
hard.
Spring's probably a little harder. I don't really know what is set in spring. Springtime. Chicago movies? How about Chicago movies? We could do a Chicago. We could do an actual list if we want next week.
Like Chicago or the suburbs?
Suburbs count too. Like
okay, like
Home Alone. Home Alone would count. I would say. Home Alone's probably on my list.
Yes.
Home Alone.
High Fidelity. Ooh.
High Fidelity is good. I like The Breakup. I can't lie.
I don't like that movie.
Something about The Breakup. I find it to be like extremely rewatchable. I like to see that relationship just fall apart. I love it because that's what people do. They just fucking stick with it until they fucking want to kill each other, and then they're like, "Oh, we still love each other," and then like,
what about
a bad idea?
Mean Girls? Freaking love Mean Girls.
What show?
Mean Girls.
Is that in Chicago?
I think so. I think it because she said that her parents are going to Evanston for I think it's Chicago. I think it's.
It doesn't see it. What mall are they at? It doesn't feel like Chicago at all to me. It feels like LA or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's Chicago.
It doesn't have a Chicago vibe. I won't accept it. I don't accept it.
Okay.
I mean, it could be, I guess, since what's her name wrote it. Didn't she?
Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's set. I'm gonna say, man, Chicago movies.
My best friend's wedding.
I'm gonna say Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yes.
Rookie of the Year is my number one Chicago movie.
Mine's Home Alone. Then Rookie of the Year. Then
Rookie of the Year.
High Fidelity.
Nice. We didn't go with any of like the big like people like love some of the big ones like
Blues Brothers and shit.
Blues Brothers or the
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off can go suck my swag.
I agree.
I do
it
like
can
the
suck
movie,
my
though.
swatch too.
All that stuff though is like set in the suburbs though. All of his
Ferris
movies are like
Bueller
Chicago. All of his movies are like Chicago suburbs movies.
Oh really? So like 16 Candles.
Yeah, it's all like all his stuff is like Chicago suburbs.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club probably as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about The Dark Knight?
I like Transformers.
What about The Dark Knight?
Dark Knight. Oh yeah, shit. Dark Knight's on my list. It's not. It's set.
But
I mean, it's not
supposed to
It's
be
not
Gotham,
but
not
it's done in Chicago, so
Yeah.
it'll be honorable mention. I can't just get. It's not actually Chicago. I mean, it is actually Chicago. It's not supposed to be Chicago.
What about Fred Claus?
Fuck off. What about Fred Claus? Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Chicago movies. What
we've
about the
named a
movie
plenty.
Chicago?
Never seen it.
Ooh.
Untouchables. It's got some good Chicago stuff in it.
My best friend's wedding. That church.
There's plenty of Chicago stuff, but I think we nailed it with what we got. And then spring movies. I don't really know what a spring movie is. Midsummer.
What is a spring movie?
It's like, huh?
I want to know what Miranda thinks a spring movie.
Yeah, hold on. Miranda, can you name one spring movie for me? Spring Breakers.
Oh gosh.
Field of Dreams. She's saying is a spring movie.
It's a
I don't know
baseball
that that's
movie.
a spring movie. She's just saying baseball movies. Baseball's more of a summer sport, babe. It starts in spring. Okay. You don't have to. We just don't have any, so. Thank you. Are you looking something up? She's like, I don't need you to. You can email us. Thank you. Thank you, I said. Stop.
No more.
She was like Sound of Music. Some
The
something called Easter,
hills
something called
of-
Hop.
Oh, Hop is with Russell Brand.
Secret Garden, she said. I don't know. I don't think of a spring movies as a thing.
Mm-mm.
So, I guess I guess
it's just
you know
like-
what? Since Easter is spring, I will say, the Passion of the Christ.
The Passion of the Christ.
My favorite springtime movie. All right, that's all our emails, Tara.
Look out.
You don't have any. You already did your grievances, so
Yep,
we shortened it
have
up. No, I grieve all the time. I complain about everything. I'm glad a couple people are listening. What?
One quick thing. Did you know that I'm a Crocs wearer now?
Anyway, Tara, have a Tuesday.
No.
We're done. I'm not talking about Crocs. We're not. The show is long, and also want to start talking about you being a Crocs person. Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Melon
Melon
fights.
fights.